Hey y'all, I'm Shayna, and if you're new here, I'm reviewing Married at First Sight, season 15, episode 13, I believe. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. um, I'm definitely want to get into it. As y'all know, for this show in particular, I go couple by couple because there's so much information. So we're just going to do one couple at a time, but we're going to get into all the mess. I think this episode was pretty interesting, especially some couples more than others, of course. But we want to tap into it all. Before we do, make sure to hit that subscribe button and help me out. I'm trying to grow my channel. I'm pretty stagnant, so I'm trying to grow, and get to 1,000 and the next 1,000 and the next 1,000. So it's free for you, but it helps me. Definitely hit the subscribe, like, share, comment, all that good stuff, so I can keep going with this channel. So I'm just gonna go randomly with the couples, no particular order, but I'll try to do the most interesting couple last. So I'm going to start with Alexis and Justin. And Justin was meeting with Alexis' friend Will. And Justin, gave a brief overview of the issues that he and Alexis are having. Will seems to really like Justin. And, he said Alexis wants to be in this and he thinks Justin's good for her. And Justin has the qualities that Alexis wants. And I'm like, when the last time you talked to Alexis? We knew, at least I knew from the wedding, that Alexis did not want this. Like, she tried her hardest to convince herself that she wanted it on the honeymoon, but she did not want this. I never for a second believed she wanted him or to be in this marriage with him, and she still don't. So I don't know what the friend is talking about. Maybe the friend just likes Justin and he wants him to feel good about himself and he don't want to say anything negative. That's great, but keep it all the way real with him. Like, Alexis ain't into it, and Justin knows it. So the couple meets with Devon Franklin. Finally, Devon has stepped on the scene. And Devon gives them advice on, how to feel free together because, of course, the issue with Alexis going to the club came up. And, Devon talked about things that Alexis might want to do. And she's like, I just want to do it together. And he's like, do what together? And she's like, life, hiking and extreme sports. No, say I want to go to the club together. I want to be at the lounge together. I want to do the day parties together. I want to do brunch together. I want to do hookah together. Say that. Say what it is. You don't want to go hiking and all that and going to church, Bible study together. Tell the truth. But I kind of can identify with her to a certain extent. I think there has to be compromise and boundaries. If that's just not the kind of person Justin is, and he shouldn't complain when she goes out and does it, but she shouldn't be doing it all the time. Let's try to compromise and do things we can do together, and then since you're not into the club, I can do this with my friends. But they do have to have things that they enjoy doing together as a couple. And I say someone identify with her because I was, engaged not long ago with my daughter's father, and in time, and really all of the ladies said something that I could, resonate with, because Alexis said, she wants to do things together. And I felt like over the course of time, we stopped doing things together. There was no fun to be had, no date nights, nothing to look forward to. We weren't going out. We know with Krysten and Mitch, not to jump ahead, but with her feeling insecure about her looks, my ex would, after a while, he stopped complimenting me. And so, of course, that would play on your self-esteem. And Sasha saying she didn't want to be in a loveless marriage. You definitely don't want to feel unloved, or the loneliest feeling is being with somebody and feeling alone. That is the loneliest feeling possible. To be with someone and you feel like you're by yourself. So I definitely can identify what these ladies are saying, but there's give and take. I feel like Justin was really into it, but if he feels like it's not being reciprocated, naturally no one will want to put their all into something and they know it's not being returned. So they after they discuss activities they can do together, they of course bring up intimacy. And Alexis says she wants to be dominated in the bedroom, but Justin's been feeling rejected by her. And he said he will only dominate when the feelings are reciprocated. Devon mentioned hey, I was feeling like this with my wife, but you just got to keep doing it anyway. And I don't know if I agree with that. I don't like that he keeps pushing that narrative. I think there was another show, it might have been Ready to Love or something else, maybe last season of Married at First Sight, where they were like, no, If she doesn't want to have sex with you, you gotta like push up on her anyway. If she doesn't want it and she's showing you and you feel that she doesn't, you know. If you feel like she doesn't want it, don't push up on her. I don't care what she's saying in front of the people. You know you in there with her. If she's rejecting you, just accept the rejection. I would not try to force something that's not fitting. And really, I'm like, Devon said his wife, I wonder if this was like while he was in the process of filing, because he didn't have a ring on. But he said my wife, so I wonder if this happened before they announced that they were getting divorced. So I'm like, this advice you giving and referencing your own marriage, well, we know how that turned out, so we don't need to hear about that. We need to hear, let's see what works for them. What's going to work for them is saying no on decision day. That's what's going to work for these two. So they discussed intimacy in their marriage with the group because the group got together towards the end of the episode. And Alexis said that, again, she needs to be dominated. I don't see Justin having a, dominating in the bedroom, personality. He don't give that to me. Not with his sweater and everything. I don't see it now. Behind closed doors, who knows? I don't see it. I feel like if he did turn into a freak or thug in a bedroom, she just don't want him. She don't want him. But she is try babe and all this stuff. I wish it would stop with the pet name. Just call each other y'all regular names. Cause it's not giving. It's giving cringe. So I think Lindy or somebody asked is he still in love? And he said he is, but he has mixed feelings. What are the mixed feelings? What does that mean? Y'all wasn't in love. Y'all was in and in lust, and that's gone away. And it's fine. Just say, I felt like I was in love at the time, but now I realize, that my feelings have changed. Just say that. So Justin's unsure about decision day, and Alexa said a bunch of nothing. All she said was basically nothing at all, provided no clarity, and I feel like he's still just as confused as he was before she said that. So the experts come out, and they come out with Devon Franklin. So I don't know if they're going to get a permanent third to replace Dr. Viviana, or they're just going to keep having people kind of step in and fill in as needed. But Devon asked Alexis if she can make it easier for Justin in the intimacy area. Alexis' short answer said yes. I don't believe her at all. I don't think she's going to make it easier for him. I think she was just saying that because everybody was there. Devon is urging him to keep trying, and y'all already know how I feel about that. And then we have Stasha and Nate. And the couple meets with Pastor Cal, and Sasha confirms that she loves Nate. She said it 2 times, and Pastor Cal's like, you love him, and she confirmed. And Nate said he hasn't said I love you, but I thought he said, because he's acting like, I'm so scared to say it and all this stuff. Didn't he just say I'm falling in love with you at the restaurant the other week? He's giving mixed signals because on the honeymoon, he said he was falling for her. And then he turned around and she's crying and begging him to tell her he loves her. He's giving her 4 out of 10. Then you say at the restaurant you fall in love with her. And you said behind closed doors you fall in love with her. And now you don't want to say you're in love with her. You just admire her and you're going to wait for the right time. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of the cat and mouse back and forth childish games. If you're not in love with her, don't say it. But don't be giving her mixed signals and saying I'm falling in love with you. If you want to just say when the time is right, stand firm on that. So Stasha, they discussed, being hurt in the past. And Sasha said she's been cheated on. And Pastor Cal was like, you haven't cheated, right? And she says, no, I have. And Nate was getting all judgy, judging her, being all judgmental, was judging ass. And said he was disappointed to hear this. And she's like, but it was over 10 years ago. I'm not that person anymore. And she just feels she shares something again. She's afraid that he'll judge her. And so am I. I agree. I would not want to share anything. Look at how you're reacting over something that's over a decade old. This is in her past. And then even Pastor Kyle was like, you want her to share these things, but does she need to share everything? Does she? Does she need to share every little thing? And then when she does open up to you and share it, are you going to respond this way? I don't know. It was giving Ben with the nurse. Let me not go there. Let me not go there. So Nate meets with her friend and cousin. And he discusses that he judged her on the past with the cheating issue because he held her to this high standard, and now it's that image of her is tainted. She's human. She's not Jesus. She's perfect. She's not imperfect. She's not a perfect person. She's an imperfect, flawed human being who has made a mistake. So let it go. I'm sure you've done a thing or two that you don't want to be judged on. like apparently selling knockoff purses, but whatever. So they're working on communication and trust. And the friend and cousin advised that he needs to really try to get to know her. Like, don't feel like she's trying to control you. Like, just she's trying to open up to you, whatever. And they're concerned with him not saying "I love you." Like, if he doesn't say it about decision day, they're not sure how Sasha will feel about it because they know that is important to her. She needs a lot of reassurance, apparently. So Sasha met with Nate's friends, and they said they've never seen him in a serious relationship. Like, not even maybe in high school. They've never heard him say he loves anyone or anything like that. But they know that he's into her. But she thinks that's a red flag. Like, that's concerning to her because she's like, you're a grown man and you've never been in love before. I'd be a little concerned too. But I'd be even more concerned if I was Krysten with Mitch over Nate. Like, at least Nate is not saying, like, he's not open to it or whatever. Like, I think he's getting there. And if he's never said it before, it might take him a little longer to say it for that reason. Like, he's not going to do it on your time. But that doesn't mean he's not going to do it. Sasha tells the group that Pastor Kyle's satisfied with how things are going. Of course he's satisfied with how things are going because y'all had sex. Like, if you have sex, you good in Pastor Kyle's eyes. That's all he care about. Speaking of that, Lindy and Mcgill. So they go axe throwing, and Lindy has good aim. She got a good throwing arm. Mcgill does not. They discuss their fear of having conflict, and Mcgill asks if she could be in a loveless marriage. And is it me? Didn't they talk about this already? I could have sworn he asked her this a couple episodes back. They already had this conversation. And it just seems like forced conflict and forced drama for the show. Like, y'all too boring, y'all got nothing going on, like, start an argument type of thing. Even on the after show that I watched briefly, like, I think Keisha Napoleon was like, why are you causing issues where there is none? Because the producer told him to. That's the only thing that makes logical sense to me. Because otherwise, yeah, nothing's going on. Nothing's going on. I know y'all about to be down a couple, so you gotta up the drama a notch with the people who's left. But, like, come on now, this ain't giving nothing. We already talked about this, and it wasn't interesting the first time. But Mcgill met with Lindsay's friend Stephanie. They discussed her, having a short temper or being easily offended or something along them lines. And Mcgill is concerned, about her getting easily offended and being negative, things like that. But they're saying she's, like, happy-go-lucky majority of the time. I feel like it was like a low-key passion session. Like, Stephanie didn't add too much value to that for me. But that's just my opinion. So they met with Pastor Cal, and Pastor Cal asked Lindy if she was pregnant, of course, because Pastor Cal can't help himself. Even though he said back with Sasha and Nate that, like, some of the freaky stuff they was doing was embarrassing for him. Like, he didn't want to know about all that. Well, stop asking about sex every time you see people. Like, I thought Dr. Viviana was a sex therapist, but it seemed like it's Pastor Cal. And what church Pastor Cal work in anyway? So Lindy said that she was overwhelmed with the baby, and her stress levels are a concern for Mcgill. Like, he don't know if he can deal with that long term. And Lindy said she's only been at a 10, like, twice in her life. But Mcgill just thinks she's a negative Nancy. And don't nobody want to be with no negative Nancy. Like, it's literally draining. And even at times, I feel like I've been the negative Nancy. And it's draining to be the negative Nancy. Like, just having a dark cloud hanging on you, it really, like, affects you and everybody you're around. Like, she has to stop knowing that. So they let the group know that the baby's gone. I guess I heard some laughter going on, so I think somebody had made a joke, but I didn't catch it, so yeah, sorry. So, Morgan and Binh. I'm so glad. Like, I know I was supposed to go through it and everything, but I'm so glad they gone. Like, whew. It is, like, speaking of draining, it's draining to have to talk about them. Like, I'm glad this is the last time, at least until decision day, because they like to bring out people who already made the decision back out again on decision day. We have no idea why. If it ain't gonna be decision day, then the reunion again, nobody knows why. They don't even need to be on a reunion. There's nothing to talk about because nobody's holding Morgan accountable, so I don't want to talk about it, but we're gonna talk about it. So Ben is nervous about his parents' opinions if he gets divorced. Morgan keeps saying, with the right person she's vulnerable, on the right person she's soft, and with the right person she opens up. Why you on the show then? If you've been with the right person where you did all that, was it Mr. Right man, wrong time? The one who would fight the whole world for you? Girl, grow up. Was it him that she was able to be vulnerable with? Go call him then. Why you on the show? You took up a perfectly good spot that somebody else could have had. Who would have wanted Binh and everything that came with him. We didn't even get into him really being cheap like that because of this whole... Even Krysten said on the after show, like, she felt like they both was like, you nitpicking and using little things like basically milking this nurse situation to get out of it because they probably weren't each other's types and they just didn't want to be with each other. So they milked this to get out of this quickly. So Dr. Pepper held Binh's feet to the fire and not Morgan's, of course, about him being judgmental regarding the nurse situation. Then Morgan pulls out her phone, Googles herself, and shows in the camera, like, look, I have my nursing degree, or I have my nurse certification, or whatever. Like, we don't care no more. I don't. At least I don't. No, the only time I would care is if I go to a doctor's office and I see you there. Otherwise, I do not care anymore. At all. So, Binh took responsibility for his part in it. He took full responsibility, like putting no blame on her. He never does. Morgan says he never came to her and apologized. And again, you're telling tall tales. Or she was like, he didn't do it like just on a one-on-one like basis. Like she wanted him to grovel and beg and plead and fall to his knees and cry. Like she didn't feel like he was hurt. Why would he be hurt? You lied about your nursing degree. Why would he be hurt? Like, okay, he went and said something to Justin because he thought it was a lie. Oops, my bad. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. That's what he said. There's nothing else he could have done. Like, girl, stop it. The fact that, like, she is not going to acknowledge that she lied and she's lying again because everybody knows he apologized 100 times. Anyway, he discusses his childhood and, seems really distraught. Dr. Pepper asked if they can reconcile. Please no. No. Morgan said no, firmly. Thank goodness. Whew. And Dr. Pepper said, well, sounds like this is your decision day. Y'all gonna take it from what was his name from last season when he said, this is my decision day. Now, when he did it was like, yes, like, but Dr. Pepper, like, look, we gonna y'all getting a get out of jail free card. Like, we gonna go ahead and wrap it up for you because you don't want to say you don't want to get fined. We ain't gonna fine you. Go on. Y'all can be done with it. They both want the divorce. But Morgan, of course, because they asked Morgan first and she said no first. So she probably feel like she was the one, like, well, I'm the one that didn't want it. Like, I feel like they should have let Binh go first so he could say no because, y'all barely let him say nothing. Y'all had him going out sad. Like, Binh went out bad. He went out sad. Real sad. But I'm sure his DM about to be all the way open, filled to capacity. Probably won't be able to send no more messages because it's going to be so full. I wish he would just stop putting all the blame on himself, but I'm relieved. Of course, they have one last night together with the cast, and Binh said that, he may leave San Diego altogether and start fresh. He just want to start a fresh life. Like, he already felt like he's the only one in his family that's not a doctor. He's the first to get divorced. So he like, you know what? I'm going to set my own path and just start fresh all the way over. They told everybody that this is their last night. Then they're done. They already made their decision. And Morgan says she does not want to be friends with Binh. He did not do nothing that bad for you to act this way. Like, he did not. He shouldn't want to be friends with you. And Binh was like, he wouldn't mind, but if she don't want to, he don't, that's fine too. But he's like, she can't hold a grudge. Like, she need to forgive and forget, like, and move on because this is not going to be good for her mental health. And it won't. But you know what? That's what she got to deal with. That's something that she got to hang on to. So let her. You free from them shackles. You don't got to worry about it no more, Binh. Like, at this point, they should let them get it annulled. But last but not least, Krysten and Mitch, y'all. So, Krysten is meeting with Stephanie, Mitch's sister-in-law, and I liked her early on. What was it, the day after the wedding? Krysten vents about Mitch's, his conservatism and, his everything with his environmentalism and all that. And, his delivery with the way he speaks to her. And Stephanie said they clashed initially when she got with her husband, his brother. But, her and the husband made a lot of changes. Like, they agree with what he stands for, but they not at his level yet. Like they still use some type of plastic. Like they use diapers and stuff. Like I mean, they got to draw the line somewhere, you know. And she basically told Krysten, like, both of y'all need to be happy, not just Mitch. You both need to be happy in a marriage. So they meet with Dr. Pepper and they discuss her, you know, she's still getting iced lattes and she feels guilty. Iced lattes? Girl, stop playing on our faces, wasting time. Get to the nitty gritty, because this is BS. Oh, you went to Starbucks and you got an iced latte with a plastic cup. Who cares? What's the real issue at hand? So they discuss the flipping houses of it all, and Dr. Pepper gives no advice at all, has nothing to say, gives no good feedback. Dr. Pepper can be replaced. Like, I feel like if y'all just want to have Dr. Pepper, like, you know, do what she do in the beginning and stuff, fine. But, like, don't have her pop up on the scene no more. Like, scale it. She barely there anyway. Like, let her be, like, friend to the show. Like, her time is up for me. Because she ain't giving she might give one piece of good advice all season long. And that's it. And she really messed up at the end with these two. So Mitch asks if Krysten can accept him basically as he is, as him being an environmental, social activist, advocate. She doesn't know, and she feels like she needs more support with him with this. It's only been 6 weeks at this point. That's a short period of time to make all these drastic changes. It will take time. Like, he has been doing this for years. This is a complete lifestyle change. Like, and everything is plastic. Even things I used to get that was glass is now plastic. So, I mean, it's like, plastic is not good for you, but this is very hard to live that way. Like, so, yeah, he shouldn't be having these high expectations, like putting too much on her. She put too much on herself trying to please him. But I'm bored. Snooze fest. So they both agree that they want to move forward on decision day. Like, they want to make it work, because Mitch asked Krysten, like, you know, how are you feeling about decision day? Like, basically he sounded like, yes, he still wants to move forward, and so does she. So they get back home, and Krysten was satisfied about the real estate conversation with Dr. Pepper. But he said he will get a little bit more extreme. Like, right now, they basically in like a temporary housing situation, but when they get into the real world with their day-to-day life, like, that's when reality's on set, and then he gonna go back to his normal self. So, you know, he's like, for example, he uses cloth to clean and you know, wipe stuff down instead of paper towels, and it's just reusable. He'll wash it. I don't believe he's washing anything as much as he should. You're probably spreading bacteria all up and through that house. You ain't wiped down nothing on that stove. Can you get a sponge? Sponges are reusable. Like the ones with the Brillo pad on the back. So you got to scrub that thing. That piece of cloth, and you got to scrub that stuff off that stove. In the bathroom, that bathtub, let's not even discuss it. And I'm supposed to trust that you really are just having cleanliness going on with reusable cloths. Please. And Krysten's like, I wouldn't mind, but I don't want to be the one washing all the time. Well, you will be. So what you gonna do? Then you got Luna walking around with her dog fur getting into everything. Ooh, it's gonna be a mess. So they move on, and Mitch, he met with Krysten's sister virtually. She looks just like Krysten. Like, they look like, I know they're sisters, so of course they look alike, but they look like they could dang near be twins. Seems like a really nice person, and Mitch named, you know, nice things about Krysten that he likes about her. Of course, he tried to have nice pleasantries. And she said Kristen's a lover of the earth, but, you know, she deserves someone who's all in for her. Like, she basically, what everybody else been saying, Krysten shouldn't be doing all the compromising, low key. So Kristen's sister gives feedback about, like, the makeup issue, because Mitch asks the sister, like, you know, before we hang up, like, I like sorry, this is my daughter's name. I like Krysten and her natural state. Like, I like her, you know, without the makeup and with her hair just wavy in this natural state. And, like, how do I ask her to be more natural? While some may find that a compliment, like, that's nice, but you're saying you don't want her to go out with any makeup on. Can we, Krysten looks the same with or without makeup. Like the makeup that she does not wear, she don't be wearing a bunch of lashes and like all the dramatic contouring. So she don't do all that. So the little bit of eyeliner and mascara that she puts on really does not make no drastic difference. She looks the same. Like it is ridiculous that he keeps saying this. So, the sister was not having it. She like, Krysten puts on makeup for herself so she can feel good and confident and feel nice when she steps on the scene. This is for her, not for you. And you already said you wasn't attracted to her in the beginning. Then you turn around and now you're saying, oh, wait, now, I know we're finally getting on a good page. Now I want to change something else. Now change the way you wear your hair. Change the way you wear your makeup. Change your clothes. Like, that basically like you want a hippie. That's not her. Like, you trying to change her. So the sister ain't feeling it, and she, gave him a little nice nasty, like she put him in his place. But she did it, nicely and politely, like as if she was sending a work email type of thing. So I'm like, her mama, who you had a crush on, wasn't natural. Her mama had on full face. But when Krysten does it, it's a problem. And I just don't think the sister's feeling Mitch at all. Like, I don't think she was feeling Mitch because he was saying he wasn't attracted to her initially. And now this, he sure did pull the wrong, he did this with the wrong one. So, Krysten is talking to Morgan at the little pool party that they were having for their, basically Morgan and Binh's last night. And she was like, her sister told her what Mitch said about her, he wanted her to look natural. And of course she's offended, especially because the sister gonna put 20 on 10. Like she sprinkled a little salt all up on there and gave it a little extra oomph. So yeah, but of course her sister called her right away and had to let her sister know what this man is saying about her, as she should. So they tell the group they met with Dr. Pepper, and Alexis, she puts Mitch on the spot because she was like, well, that's good that y'all are y'all overcame, things like with looks and with her being natural and like wanting her to be natural and stuff. And I think Lindy or somebody was like, well, did y'all overcome it? And Mitch was like, did I say that? Because she was like, you said this in the beginning. Mitch was like, did I say this in the beginning? Like, I don't remember saying this in the beginning. So where is this coming from? Like, what are we talking about? Basically, he know that Krysten was going around telling everybody what her sister said. So, like, Alexis she done opened a whole can of worms when she did that. Justin was like, he heard him say it, because Miguel was like, what? I didn't hear that. And Nate was, there was the guy was like, I didn't hear that. I never heard that. And Justin was like, I did. I heard it. I'm like, even when Alexis is treating him bad, he's still having her back because Alexis is the one that started this mess. So, he covering for his wife. I heard it. I heard you say it. You're the only one. Out of all the people, I doubt Mitch is coming to you. We talking about Mitch here, not Ben. I doubt Mitch is coming to you talking about, oh, I wish she looked natural. So, come on now. But that was nice of Justin to do that. Mitch was saying, asking about decision day. And Mitch said he's unsure about decision day. I guess now that he found out that Krysten was being loose-lipped and telling everybody about this issue, like, he like, I don't know now. And Krysten like, I don't know either. Like, I'm so busy with, was worrying about what you wanted on decision day. Like, I don't know if I want you on decision day. So I will say he did mention her being natural. Like, he preferred her to be natural. But he said he preferred her to be natural, like, on the wedding night. I think or the wedding day. He was like, I prefer somebody to be natural because I remember everyone was complaining, like, it's her wedding day. Like, why would you expect for her to walk out natural on her wedding day? That don't make no sense. He was complaining about her wanting to look natural after he was just lusting over her mama. And on the wedding day, he was saying he likes a natural girl. That was, in his little confessional when he was in his interview, he was telling us basically on camera. I didn't hear him say that to the group. I don't know if he said it or not, but when he said it, it was on the wedding day before he even met the rest of these folks. Well, he knew the men, but you know what I'm saying. So, the experts come out, and they, address Krysten and Mitch. And Krysten tells the experts about the natural issue, the fresh face and all that stuff that Mitch is wanting. And Dr. Pepper gonna ask him because she was like, well, that's a compliment. She was trying to have his back, but like she did a little much. She did do a little much because she didn't know what his answer was gonna be. She just assumed. And she's like, okay, well, he's saying he like you without all the makeup and all this stuff in your hair. Like, that's a compliment. So I'm like, she was like, you do think she's beautiful, right? Like, you are attracted to her. And he's like, yeah, I'm attracted to her. That's where it should have stopped. She said, are you attracted to her? Like, you're attracted to her without all the makeup and stuff on. Like, you're attracted to her now, right? After all y'all been through, now you're attracted to her. He said, yes, he's attracted to her. No. Dr. Pepper couldn't let it be. She gonna say, so are you very attracted to her? Like, now without the makeup on? And he was like, I'm attracted to her. And she like, well, the way you said that, like, I'm sure she gonna hear that the way I heard it. Here go Pastor Cal. I heard it the same way. And it's just like, but you put me on the spot in front of everybody. She did. That she did. She was wrong. And she was like, because she gonna get defensive. Talking about, well, I thought that she was gonna say that she was. I mean, if I assumed, he was like, you assumed you didn't know what I was gonna say. He's like, but since you know all the answers, you know how the conversation gonna go, then you can answer your own questions then, since you know how the conversation about to go. He ain't get Elijah wine with it, but he let her know. Like, you was dead ass wrong for asking me this in front of everybody. Why would you put me on the spot like this? Alexis just put me on the spot, and here you go, piggybacking off of her and put me on the spot again. He ain't attracted to her. Like, he's trying to get there. Leave him alone. So, she like, I'm sorry. Like, I thought you was gonna say that. Like, that was my bad. Oops. But she was like, you know what, but Krysten, like, it seemed like he is making progress. Like, before he wasn't attracted to you at all. Now he kind of attracted to you. So maybe in 2 weeks on decision day. And Krysten, like, I'm going to stop you right there. Like, I got respect for y'all, and I want to keep it before I lose respect for y'all. Stop acting like him giving me these little crumbs and these little sprinkles is good enough. Him giving me just enough. Just, he's starting to like you. He's trying. We put in effort. She's like, that sounds good enough. I want somebody who can't wait to see me walk into the room. They think I'm the best thing since sliced bread. Like, you all the way attracted to me. Like, I want somebody who loves the ground I walk on and cares about me and loves me with makeup on or with it off. Like, she wants somebody who all about her. And she deserves that. As she should. She should have that. So then they was like, because he was like, Mitch was like, oh, I'm blindsided by it. And then Krysten was like, is anybody here blindsided by this? Krysten going off. But my thing about her is, when she do tell him, she tell him how she feel. When she feel the way she do tell him how she feel. But when she really snap, when something is like, she been holding something in and she let loose, she always does it in a group setting. She always does it when everybody's around. Like, how do you think he's going to receive that? Like, how do you think, when he told you that he thought she was unattractive and you wasn't his type, he pulled you to the side, away from everybody to say it. But you put him on blast in front of everybody every time. She came clean and was like, my sister told me about what you said, whatever. So she like, this, I deserve more, I deserve better, I deserve somebody who all about me. I don't got to question it, I don't got to take just good enough, or you kind of somewhat, like, I want somebody who is fully for me. So it's not looking, she like, I'm done. Do I think she's done? No. Do I think they're going to say yes on decision day? Yes. And here go Justin and Alexis in their interview talking about something. Mainly Alexis for me. Talking about I wouldn't want somebody, my husband not attracted to me. I don't want somebody who's not attracted to me. Like, they ask you, like, oh, is your wife attractive? And you like, she kind of attractive. Like, I would feel away. Didn't you say on your wedding day that you swiped left or right, whichever way, and you didn't want him, and he was in your DM, you said no because you thought he was unattractive? You not attracted to Justin? You've been saying you're not attracted to Justin all season. But don't let somebody be saying that. Now, if he said he was unattracted to you, it would be a problem. Girl, you a mess. Then they gonna joke talking about he wants somebody with dirty feet. Now, that was kind of funny. So I'm like, see, y'all could have the potential to be friends. I don't see nothing romantic going on between Justin and Alexis, but, that's the potential for friendship, maybe when it's all said and done. But I'm like, I appreciate that Krysten did stand up for herself. She needs a that's a hard one to, like, have. And Alexis, I feel like she told the girls that because she wanted somebody to speak up on her behalf and get the party started. Like, she didn't want to be the one. So when Alexis said it, then it's like, well, now we're going to have the conversation, like, instead of outing her sister. But I mean, it is what it is. Like, now you know that he's still trying to get attracted to you after you done gave it. Now you're not having sex no more. Like, he don't know. He don't know now. But next week, like, it's gonna be good when they go on a trip, because we know when they go away on that trip and they get on that little getaway they be going on, that's when all hell be breaking loose. At least one couple be acting up, and it looks like it's gonna be Lindy and Mcgill. But I want to see what Krysten and Mitch got going on, because I'm really I'm on the fence about them. Like, I feel like they're gonna say yes on decision day, but I feel like they might even make it by the reunion. But I think when the season over, like all the way done, and the next season starting, then they're gonna come out talking about they filed for divorce. That's what I think for them. But y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think, how y'all felt about this episode. Do you think Dr. Pepper was dead wrong for saying for putting Mitch on the spot like that? I do. Let me know in the comments. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.